In a world where voices often drown in the noise of politics, Nikki Haley has emerged as a distinct, powerful force. An American diplomat and politician whose journey from a small-town family business to international diplomacy is both extraordinary and inspiring. Born Nimrata Randhawa in South Carolina to Indian immigrants, Haley's story exemplifies the American dream. Rising through the ranks of public service to become the first female governor of South Carolina and a notable U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, she has forged her own path with resilience, vision, and unwavering principles. This is the story of Nikki Haley, a leader whose life is a blend of determination, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of unity. Early life and background. Nikki Haley was born on January 20th, 1972, in Bamberg, South Carolina, to Ajit Singh Randhawa and Raj Kaur Randhawa, immigrants from Amritsar, Punjab, India. Her birth name, Nimrata, carries the essence of her Indian heritage, while Nikki, a nickname meaning little one, became her commonly used name. Growing up in a town with a significant racial divide, Nikki and her family faced unique challenges. Her father wore a turban and her mother wore a sari, making them stand out in a predominantly black and white community, and they faced discrimination both from peers and neighbors. Despite this, the Randhawas were deeply committed to raising their children with a sense of pride in their Indian roots and a respect for American values. From a young age, Nikki showed a keen sense of purpose and determination. She helped her mother with bookkeeping for Exotic International, a small clothing business her mother started from scratch. This early experience in business management would later influence Haley's approach to public service and fiscal policies. She attended Clemson University, where she earned a bachelor's degree in accounting, and soon after graduation, Haley joined the family business full-time. Her experience at Exotic International helped her develop a solid foundation in financial management, decision-making, and problem-solving, skills she would later bring into her political career. Entry into politics. Haley's entrance into the political sphere was driven by a desire to address issues she felt were neglected. In 2004, at the age of 32, she decided to run for a seat in the South Carolina House of Representatives, representing District 87 in Lexington County. Her campaign focused on themes of accountability, transparency, and fiscal responsibility, resonating with her conservative base. Despite being an underdog with limited political experience, Haley won the seat, defeating a well-known incumbent in the Republican primary and running unopposed in the general election. In her role as a state legislator, Haley quickly gained a reputation for her fiscal conservatism. She pushed for accountability in government spending, advocating for the state to adopt a system similar to the family budget where unnecessary expenses are minimized. This stance sometimes put her at odds with fellow lawmakers, but it also helped her build a reputation as an advocate for taxpayers and small business owners. Haley served 3 terms in the South Carolina House, winning re-election in 2006 and 2008, each time with a strong show of support from her constituents. Becoming governor of South Carolina. In 2010, Haley set her sights on a higher office, the governorship of South Carolina. Her campaign was a blend of traditional conservative values and an innovative vision for South Carolina's economic growth and transparency. Despite facing intense scrutiny, including personal attacks and a challenging primary against seasoned Republican opponents, Haley won the Republican primary and went on to defeat Democrat Vincent Shaheen in the general election, becoming the first female governor of South Carolina and the first governor of Indian descent in the state's history. During her time as governor, Haley focused on several critical issues. She championed business development, attracting large companies to South Carolina, including Boeing, which opened a manufacturing facility in North Charleston. Under her leadership, South Carolina saw significant job growth and investment. Haley also dealt with natural disasters, including a devastating flood in 2015. Her management during the crisis was praised, and her hands-on approach to the disaster earned her bipartisan respect. The Charleston church shooting and the Confederate flag. One of the defining moments of Haley's governorship came in 2015 when a white supremacist carried out a tragic mass shooting at the Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Charleston, killing 9 black parishioners. The incident profoundly affected South Carolina and reignited national debates on racial violence and the Confederate flag, which flew on the grounds of the South Carolina State House. Initially, Haley had been resistant to calls for removing the Confederate flag, viewing it as a part of Southern heritage. However, the Charleston tragedy shifted her stance. Recognizing the pain and division the symbol caused, she led a bipartisan effort to remove the flag from the State House grounds. In July 2015, the South Carolina legislature voted to remove the flag, a move Haley signed into law. Her actions during this period garnered national attention and were lauded as a step toward healing and reconciliation. Ambassador to the United Nations. In 2017, President Donald Trump nominated Haley as the U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, a role she accepted with a sense of duty and honor. Her appointment marked a significant shift from her state-based governance to the global stage. At the United Nations, Haley's tenure was marked by a strong stance on America's foreign policy positions. She was a vocal critic of countries that opposed American interests and values, particularly in her handling of issues related to Iran, North Korea, and Israel. Haley supported the Trump administration's decision to move the U.S. Embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, a move that sparked controversy but underscored her commitment to standing with U.S. allies. Haley's diplomatic style was characterized by a direct, sometimes forceful approach. She demanded accountability and transparency from the UN, challenging the organization on what she saw as inefficiencies and bias, especially regarding its stance on Israel. She also focused on human rights issues, drawing attention to oppressive regimes and advocating for the rights of persecuted minorities. Her tenure earned her respect among colleagues, even from those who disagreed with her policies. Resignation and life after the UN. In October 2018, Haley announced her resignation as UN ambassador, surprising many in the political community. She stated that she wanted to take a step back, spend time with her family, and return to the private sector. After leaving her UN role, Haley maintained a high profile, publishing a memoir titled With All Due Respect, where she offered insights into her experiences in government and her views on foreign policy. Following her resignation, Haley continued to be a prominent voice in the Republican Party, often speaking on issues related to national security, economic policy, and conservative values. She started a policy group called Stand for America, which focused on promoting freedom, national security, and opportunity within the United States. Through this organization, Haley continued to advocate for policies aligned with her conservative values while also addressing broader social and economic issues. Presidential aspirations. As one of the few high-profile female leaders in the Republican Party and a rare example of diversity within its ranks, Haley's name frequently appears in discussions about potential future presidential candidates. Her unique blend of executive experience as a governor and international experience as a UN ambassador has made her a compelling candidate for those seeking a leader with a strong vision for America's role in the world and its future domestic policies. Although she did not run in the 2020 presidential election, many speculate that Haley's ambitions might eventually lead her to seek the nation's highest office. Legacy and impact. Nikki Haley's legacy is one of resilience, courage, and determination. Her journey from a small-town business to the corridors of international diplomacy serves as an inspiring testament to her ability to defy expectations and break barriers. As governor, she led South Carolina through moments of crisis and change, steering the state toward economic growth and greater social unity. Her actions after the Charleston church shooting and her decision to remove the Confederate flag symbolized a commitment to bridging divides and fostering a more inclusive future. As UN ambassador, Haley's tenure underscored her willingness to defend American interests on the world stage, even if it meant taking unpopular positions. Her strong advocacy for Israel and her stance on human rights abuses left an indelible mark on U.S. diplomacy. Haley's career continues to inspire young politicians, particularly women and minorities, showing that leadership is not defined by gender or background, but by the vision, values, and determination to make a difference. Nikki Haley's biography is a remarkable story of a leader who has consistently defied the odds. From her roots in Bamberg, South Carolina, to the halls of the United Nations, Haley's life and career reflect a dedication to public service and a belief in the transformative power of leadership. Whether or not she decides to run for president in the future, her impact on American politics and her influence as a role model will continue to be felt for generations to come. In a nation continually grappling with questions of unity, diversity, and global leadership, Nikki Haley stands as a testament to the power of resilience, conviction, and the relentless pursuit of the American dream.